Would you believe that I did a whole 20-minute recording on a good ass weekend read, a real good weekend read, and I didn't press record, so I was just talking for 20 minutes to myself. Oh, baby. Welcome to the Lumiere channel. We are now pressed to record, and I'm so pissed. I pulled my cards, they're like, don't do it. They're like, don't do it. You're not ready to do this. I was like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, you're not ready. I was like, no, it'll be fine. A whole fucking reading. You know what? I'm not gonna do it again. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. Fuck. Alright, no, I'm not gonna, I'm not. So, here's the short and skinny. This weekend, there's going to be some sort of, upset. Something that you've wanted will be coming, right? Something that you've wanted will have arrived. You will get it. The thing that you've been waiting for. Fuck, and I have to like find the fucking cards. I'm so pissed. I can't even. Something that you've wanted. There was like a whole really cool number thing that was going on, and it was like live, and I wish it was record. Oh, God. Anyway, something this weekend will be coming. That was from exchanging gifts in reverse. In protection. Something that you've been wanting will be coming. It's just with that card, what the message is behind that is like, are you ready though? Are you really ready to put in the work? The rest of there was a lot of protection in the reading. There was a lot of protection in the reading. It wasn't all bad though. Even with a protective type reading, it wasn't bad. To me, it just gave me the air and the essence of the weekend, being that you'll be in a bit of a tizzy about this thing that has come to pass. Now, why? Because you'll be just freaking out by the fact that it's come, but also that something about it is missing. Unrequited Love in Reverse came out, and I forgot what else came out, but Unrequited Love in Reverse to me felt more like it in the upright, which was something is missing. But it was in the reverse, so it's there, you got it, but something is missing. So to me, this feels like, cool, you got the overtime hours that you wanted, but something about them is missing. Like maybe um, you're you're freaking out a little bit about it. Like, yeah, you have it, but now you're like, now you have to actually carry out the work. So let me explain the other half, because I kind of gave you like a bit of the message and didn't explain the other half that would have made that example make sense. Um, there were three protection cards from the Enchanted Map Oracle. They were Stuck in the Mud in reverse, Rescue in reverse, and Education in reverse. So it's about you freaking out about not knowing what to do next. You freaking out about the overwhelm. It's not an intense freak out. It might be. This is going to vary person by person, thing by thing, right? Goal by goal, dream by dream. The thing that's come to pass, the thing that's happened. It could have been something that's happened this past week, maybe, or even something that will be coming through this weekend. But you'll be feeling some type of way about it coming to pass because something about it will be missing. It's like, yeah, cool, I have it, but it's not exactly as I imagined. What I was picking up on was also some stubbornness, some wanting it to be what you wanted it to be. So you kind of nitpicking and saying, I want it red, I want it green, I want it with a handlebar, I want it with a slash on the left, that kind of thing. And like, sure enough, you do get that. It's just you realize that it's missing what you wanted. It's missing what actually you needed, rather. You got what you wanted, but it's missing what you needed. It's missing that essence of the divine. I keep hearing of the divine. The thing where, like, when you trust in divine timing and what's yours will come to you. It's what's yours will come to you in the form that it needs to serve you best. So that's a thing that I was picking up on. It came in the form that you wanted it to come through, but because you've evolved since the time that you either put it out there or you've been holding on to the way it should look, that now that you have it, it's like, oh, something about it is missing, and something about it was missing. Will be missing. So some examples that I gave were, in terms of, say, it was romantic because there was some rescue. Oh, there is also some feelings of being alone, feelings that now that this thing has come to pass, now you have to do the work. Now you have to, and you might be alone in that. That you might be overwhelmed. You might be a bit stuck. You might be that you don't know enough to do what is required of you next. So this could be like in work wise, let's say you do find a new home. Now you're like, okay, now you have to find the paperwork, call the da 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 da, do this that, get those papers. Let's say your adoption process came through and they're like, okay, cool, now you have to, or you found out you're pregnant, now you have to actually prepare yourself to have a baby in the house, have a whole child for the rest of your life. You wanted it, but now it's here and you're like freaking out about it. And you're realizing you're not ready. You're having like that moment. In terms of work, again, those overtime hours have come through, but now you're like, oh crap, I have to actually like do those hours, and I'm missing out on this and that. Maybe not really missing out on this and that, but it's like you have to do those hours. You have to do the time. Metamorphosis. Okay, we had a whole cool ass thing that came out about that. I'm so pissed. We had some number sequences going on, 24, 25, 26, 27. I asked for advice in the end for what you can do. The advice was do nothing, by the way, spoiler alert, like do nothing. It was a deep freeze card in reverse. That's the most do nothing card ever. We had stuck in the mud is 25. Exchanging gifts is 27. And I was looking at the numbers, I'm like, there's too much of a gap there. Because you'd need, for me to look at the numbers, you would need 26 and 25. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then Deep Freeze comes out, which is card 26 in the Enchanted Map Oracle. Now that was the advice that I was like, I was saying, I was like, okay, what can we do about this? What can people do about this thing that's going to happen? And I didn't need a card to tell me because I said it before in the recording. It was like, do nothing. You can't do anything about this because we had religious factors in the upright and the fates in the upright as well, which was feeling also reversed, which is basically the same thing. Like you can't do nothing. It's fated in its way. It's not orchestrated, but there's something about it, about this event, this thing. And so the advice that I was like asking for was do nothing, deep freeze in reverse. Deep freeze in reverse is number 26. So I said, alright, what is 25 from the Enchanted Map Oracle? It is the Metamorphosis card. Metamorphosis is death. Metamorphosis is regeneration in the Wisdom of the Oracle card. So technically we did have a 24, 25, 26, and a 27. So what I was saying throughout the reading was it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like, oh, something happened and then, oh, shit's gonna, maybe for some, right? Because I realize I read on a spectrum. For some of you, you won't even feel this. You'll be like, alright, it was a cute read, cool, I listened, but it does not resonate, bye. That's something that's gonna happen in like maybe a blip for you. You're gonna be like, oh, man, I bought this. It's like the example of like you see this recipe online and you're like, oh, that looks bomb. You go to the groceries, you get the stuff, and you get the new stuff that you need to cook you've never cooked with before. You do it, and you're like, you know what? This doesn't taste as good as I thought it would be. And you eat it, and it's that of you did this thing that you've been wanting to do, and you did it, and something about it is missing. Now it could be something as frivolous as that, or it could be as something. I don't think it's if that means something to you. So if you were preparing that meal for a person, if you were preparing that meal for an event, for some sort of something, then it's something that means to you. Because I don't know if the guidance would come through so frivolously, but it could. It really could. So there's like that end of the spectrum. And then there's the other end of the spectrum, which could be you had a business deal. You had to do some shaking of hands and this, that, and the other. And yes, it came through. And now you are freaking the out because you have to now align the paperwork to get everybody involved to sign it. Who is involved? You're a bit stuck because it's the weekend and you can't get the work done. People aren't answering their phones. It feels catastrophic. And somewhere in the middle there, depending on how you are about these things, it could be something like a romance. You've been wanting your partner to tell you how they feel. You've been wanting them to tell you they love you. You've been like, how do you feel? How do you feel? And they finally are like, yes, I love you. Yes, I want to marry you. Yes, we will get married. But you don't want, like, yeah, you're getting it, but it's like, you got the words, but did you really get the tone? Yes, I want to have a baby with you. Yes, I want to have a baby. Yes, we can have a baby. Whatever. Like, yeah, you're getting the words, but like the tone though, so it's something that you wanted, but there's something about it that's missing. Something about it that's going to throw you into a tizzy. It's going to throw you into some overwhelm. This could also be, and I'm not saying you're going to get some sort of communication and that's the thing that's going to happen, but I'm just giving examples here. Take the essence of what I'm saying, because I can see how this is working out for me. in my life. If you're a member of my membership, which is closed by the way, if you want to be notified of when it's open, you have to send me an email and I put you on the wait list so that when I open it up again, you get kind of first dibs on what you want, and then I'll open it up to the well, at least you get first dibs. Like you get first dibs, and then I open it up to everybody else. So you can send me an email with subject member waitlist, and when I open it back up, then I will give you the link. It's invite only. I'm not putting it out there. It's not for everyone. Anyway, yeah, I wrote a blog on there about something that happened. So if you remember, you can go check it out. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and how this situation might be playing out in multiple scenarios, actually, in multiple facets of my world. So look at the different facets that could be playing out in your world. So again, it's gonna be about like a lover, someone who you haven't heard from, and you hear from them, and then you go into a tizzy. You know, you're hoping for a big "I miss you," but all you get is a "Hey, how are you?" or a "Hey," and then you're like, okay, yeah, I wanted to hear from them, but now I don't know how to respond to a "Hey." You know, it's the complex. What do you say? Do I say "Hey"? Do I say "Hey dot dot dot"? Do I say "Hey stranger"? Do I say "Hey exclamation point"? Do I say "Hola"? Do I say "Yo yo yo"? Like what? You know, you get thrown into that bit of like a tizzy. You don't know what to do. Education in reverse. Um, so that kind of thing. Take the essence of that. The advice was to do nothing. Now, if you get a text, I don't know what to tell you. Just calm down and breathe. and and just copy pasta. Hey back. Look, give as much as you're getting, right? Um yeah. So that was the advice. That was the guidance. You are sovereign. You get to do what you want to do, obviously. Don't come for me. Um, you guys got anything else you want to say? Let's see if anything else can come through. I hope that noise isn't like so loud because this mic picks up everything. So I'm sorry, you probably heard me scratch just then. If you'd like to book a reading rather, the information for that is in the description box below. If you'd like to donate, I recently got Super Chat, which is awesome, but YouTube takes 50% of Super Chat. So if you'd like to donate, I realize I haven't put a donate link, and some people want to donate, but I'm always like, nah. But I realize that some people do want to donate, so I will put up a donation link, and that can be found in the description box below. Okay, the intention card slipped out, so I feel like with the weekend thing, it's still, as again, I kept saying in the previous reading that it's not bad. Right, thank you for reminding me. With the numbers, it was ascending, right? It felt to me that it was going 24, 25, 26, 27. And yes, they were all in protection, but the regeneration card was in the upright and the metamorphosis card would have been in the protection, which to me cancels out. Either way, it's some sort of death, which to me tells me that for some it's going to be slightly more difficult than for others, which is always the saying. I feel like it was just a flag for me to be like, oh hey, this is actually going to get better. This is still on the road to intention. This is still on the road to what it is people are wanting. So if your recipe does go bust, then it is on the road to what it is you're wanting. Maybe the date will fall through. No, look, I don't know. Who knows? So, these other cards came out. I don't know what you're talking about here. Okay, let's read. Intention. Listening. Okay. I'm gonna read intention to you. We're not doing the mind, body, soul, whatever, this weekend. Your objectives will be fulfilled at this time. Inspired intentions are like magic arrows shot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you that you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not alone. You're not the one who has to do all the work, however. Others help you co-create. So I feel like this is when you feel alone this weekend over the overwhelm and the stress, just remember about co-creation and working with God, your highest self, and the world, or whomever else might actually be functionally around you physically. Then you connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field. Then allow for synchronicity to work its magic. This also feels like when the thing that happens and you're like, ugh, but it's missing something. Then at that point, it's an opportunity for you to then add to your intention of, okay, yes, this is what I wanted. I just also want it to come out not so bad. Like, if he is gonna say, yes, I want to start a family with you, I want him to say, yes, I want to start a family with you. Like if she says, yeah, I want you to come over for dinner, I want to take you out, I want to show you a good time, whatever. Like, if they say what they say it in earnest, as opposed to in a tone where you're like, come on. That they actually say it in a way that makes the effort, in a way that you feel. So when I say focus on an intention, it can be really difficult to even understand that, because words, you say them so much, you hear them so much, and they lose their meaning. So when I say intention, I want you to focus on the feeling of what it is that you want, and an opportunity where things go bust. Now, this doesn't seem like it's going to go necessarily bust. It's going to kind of feel like that, but where things go bust, it's an opportunity for you to then look at and say, okay, this went well. I want this like that. This is how I want to feel, rather than feeling sad about the fact that, this thing happened, I got it, but blah, 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 blah. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to read that again. You connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field. Then allow for synchronicity to work its magic. And there was pay attention to the red flags in reverse, as well as the religious factors and the fates. So I feel like, yeah, this is a really great message for that whole thing. Own the life you want to lead and live deliberately with clarity and detachment. Amen. So other cards came out: Listening and One Ring Circus and Follow the Leader in reverse. Follow the Leader in reverse kind of strikes me as there might be some help for those who want help. Some people might feel like they're going at it alone, and some of you might have to go at it alone, but to let go of the past, like look at what was and appreciate at least what has come through. But definitely listening to your intuition here. The listening card is here. There's lots of elephants. So there's some wisdom here, some patience, and yeah, there might be some somberness, like, oh man, I really thought, like, it's bittersweet. And sometimes you wonder if it is better to have loved and lost than to never loved at all. And by that I mean, is it better to have not gotten it, or is it better to have gotten it but, have gotten it but it's not exactly what you would have liked? Like, what's worse? What's the greater disappointment? Yeah. Okay, well, let's hope this recorded. If you would like a private reading, the information is in the description box below. If you would like to subscribe and you're new to the channel, hey, hi, how are you? I appreciate you. And if you'd like to join the membership and be notified for when I open the doors again to it, send me an email with member waitlist, and I will add you to the waitlist so that you know when a new opening is available. So until then, have an amazing weekend. Keep your light on, even if it's just to illuminate the room that you're in while you sulk and cry and watch some Netflix while you just do nothing. Okay, at the end of all things, good luck. It doesn't seem like this is going to be bad forever. Intention is there, and it's a good opportunity to course correct. But otherwise, it also feels like you will be getting the thing that you wanted. You just have to be in the right. You have to be prepared to kind of like pay the piper. Be prepared to do what you need to do to keep the thing that you've wanted. So it's not so bad, is it? Alrighty, good luck.